Business Standard organized its first EV dialogues in Delhi on Tuesday, which was attended by several industry leaders and Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways, Nitin Gadkari. The minister told the gathering that the current size of the electric vehicle industry in India is 7.5 trillion rupees, and it may well reach 16 trillion rupees by 2030. He also said the industry currently employs 4.5 crore youth. India's EV market grew 223% in 2022, and over 48,000 new EVs hit the country's roads last year. When asked if the industry still needs subsidies, Gadkari said,
"If the manufacturing number is increased, my honest opinion is that we don't need subsidy."
The minister has reasons to believe that the EV sector can survive without subsidies. On June 1, 2023, the government had reduced the subsidy incentive cap from 40% of a vehicle's value to 15% and capped the subsidy to Rs 10,000 per kilowatt-hour of battery. Within a month of this, the data from the Vahan portal of the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways indicated that EV sales have taken a big hit. Sales numbers across all 5 major electric two-wheeler brands in the country saw a substantial dip in June 2023 when compared to May. As a whole, sales of electric two-wheelers declined around 60% to 42,000 units in June from an all-time high of 105,000 units in May. However, the latest Vahan data shows the average daily sales of electric two-wheelers surged in the first 17 days of July to 1,700 units, against the average daily sales of 850 units in the corresponding period of June. A total of 29,000 units of electric two-wheelers were sold from July 1 to July 17, as against 14,500 units during the same period last month. In a recent media interview, Bhavish Agarwal, CEO of Ola Cabs, implied that Ola is almost ready to function without subsidies. Do other players of the industry agree? Naveen Munjal, the managing director of Hero Electric, had this to say.
See, as long as it's an industry approach, there's a level playing field, then yes, absolutely. Then whatever be the case, it works. At this point of time, the momentum is there. Momentum will slow down if subsidies go away immediately. So there has to be a tapering down. And the way to do it, in what we believe is, in a milestone fashion. You keep it as a number fashion, whether it's a percentage of the growth or whatever be the case, and then you begin to taper them down. Don't keep them for too long, because that spoils the entire industry as well.
Others suggested it was high time the subsidy was diversified and diverted towards other segments in the EV sector.
Subsidy played a key role in getting the hockey stick curve to sort of get that momentum and take off, and perhaps it doesn't have a role right now. If I were the government, or what we would really like to see is, that thinking and that balance sheet and that support applied to other segments of the value chain. And in particular, I wanted to bring up public transport. If we want to reduce tailpipe emissions, if we want to get our country using public transport, I think we need a lot of attention to go into how do we get polluting buses off the road, how do we get private sector money into making the bus fleets all electric.
Replying to the question whether there needs to be a change in the very structure of FAME 2 subsidy, such that the subsidy is offered not to manufacturers but to consumers, the panel of industry experts suggested that the current structure was quite sound.
The flow of the subsidy is that you've already given, as a manufacturer, you've already given the subsidy to the buyer, and then you claim it back from the government. So basically what you're doing is you're giving credit to the ministry or the government in a by a means. Now, talking about the role of subsidy, this was extremely important at that point of time to make it to incentivize the customers to buy it. It's not coming to the manufacturer, so it's not coming to our P&L at any point of time at all.
The direct transfer scheme will not work in case of EV. And the reason being, the FAME 2 design was also to localize the content, right? So, for example, if I'm an OEM or a two-wheeler or three-wheeler, and if I qualify for, let's say, 15,000 rupees subsidy discount, which eventually my customer will get, I'm not going to get anything, obviously. It's just a cash flow planning I have to do. But for my product to qualify for that 15,000 rupees subsidy benefit, I need to localize certain percentage of that content of the components in India, right? So if this were to be a direct transfer scheme, then it would be very, very difficult.
Experts therefore believe that while the subsidies are necessary for the EV sector's hockey-shaped growth curve to kick off, a gradual withdrawal of the subsidy can be feasible. However, before this gradual withdrawal is enacted, they also believe a push should be made towards a more targeted subsidization of particular segments in the sector.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
He's making plans for an early retirement. Business Standard.